So this video is all about the Goldshell LB-Box Miner, which mines the library token. And I'm going to first start showing you what is the profitability, how many tokens is it mining, then what kind of temperatures is it running, and what's the whole setup process all about. So I am Mr. Maciek, welcome to my channel, and if you are interested in investing in real estate or mining cryptocurrency or maybe stocks or options or anything about making money and building your financial future, please subscribe below.
Okay, here we are at the computer. I'm going to start with the spreadsheet that I created and just really start with what everyone really wants to know about, which is how much is it mining and how much money have I made, how long is it going to take to break even, and so on. So first of all, I just want to mention that I have 4 units here. I bought 2 and then I got another 2. This is my order date, my delivery date. These were bought directly from Goldshell, and this was the price that I paid for them. Right now they're $519 on the website, and that's already on sale. I think regular price is $7.99 or something like that. So I did spend $15.96 total. I didn't have any duties and taxes. This was shipped to the US and there's supposed to be a tax, but I guess they didn't catch it. So let's reveal it. The first 2 days here was the 2 days, where I didn't have it set up, right? So I didn't have all 4 set up. So I actually only had 1 going because I didn't have a power cable. Actually, I did buy the version that had the power supply with it, but the power supply came with a plug that doesn't fit into US plugs, even though it's rated for 120 volts, right, which is a standard outlet. So I'm not going to take this really into consideration, but let me just show you what really happened, right? So here on this column, I write as of midnight on that day, what was the price of the LBC token, and so I do that for everyone, and it has gone down just recently as of yesterday, but we are having a market correction right now. And right here is how many LBC have been mined, and this is with however many units I'm running. So obviously I only had 1 running here, and then now I have 4 running. So when I first started, it was mining 40 a day. Now we're at 160, still 40, but look, that just went up. That was a 145, 149, 150s, so it was less than 40. 40 is kind of like the higher end of the mining. I did have kind of higher numbers right here as well. What I'm doing is I'm calculating how much money for that day, and I am not taking into account any electric usage. So you figure out your own electricity. These don't take up too much, but percentage wise it might actually be about 25% or so. So if I was to actually sell in this moment, as soon as I get them, this is how much I would have right now, right? I'm just making a sum of all of this here. I would have returned $93 so far. And this is how many coins so far I have mined. And I'm actually keeping them all. I'm not selling any at this moment. I'm just going to wait for it to kind of ramp up. And if I was to have held everything and sold right now, this is today's price, which is just a link to this right here, and it would be $85. So actually, I would have been better off just selling one at a time instead of right now. But I'm not selling, so that's a different story. Now quickly, let's calculate the break even, right? So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to calculate the average of how many coins we are producing, and then I'm going to divide it out by the total dollars spent. Okay, I've made my calculation. What I did is I took these 14 days right here and I summed them up right here. And once I sum that up, that is if I was to have mined and sold the same day, this is how much money I would have received. And then I took the 14 days that this accounts for, divided that out. So this right here divided by 14 days, I'm averaging $6.39 per day for 4 box miners, LB-Box miners. Then I took my total cost, $15.96, divided it by $6.39, and that is a payback of 249 days. Okay, now what I did is I took my 249 days and I divided 365 days by 249 days to calculate the annual return on investment, and that's 146%. That's actually unbelievable. If you can find me a real estate deal or any kind of investment instrument that pays out 146%, I am all in. But I know that we're just talking about chump change, $89.
Hey, if you are liking this type of video, please click that like button. Just a quick little boop to it. I'd appreciate it, because every time you do that, it helps my channel out and get this video out to more people that are like-minded like you.
Okay, now let's talk about where you can buy these box miners. This is the LBC one, it was just here. Anyway, go to goldshell.com and then click on shop. This is going to show you anything that's actually available from Goldshell. Sometimes it says sold out, but this one's on sale. Look, $7.49. Sorry, I said $7.99 earlier. $7.49. It's on sale at $5.19, and at $5.19, in my opinion, it's still not the best deal, because I bought it for $3.99, and with a $3.99, it was a 249-day payback. So $5.19. You're going to be at about a year. $7.49, forget about it. I mean, it's still a decent return on investment, but that's assuming a lot of things. Assuming the hash rate doesn't go through the roof, because if it does, then the profitability will go down. And then also assuming that the coin is going to stay constant, which it won't. It's going to be moving around. So we don't know. I like the 249-day payback. I wish it was under 200, but that's all right. So this is where you go and order it. This is directly from China. This is directly from the manufacturer, so I do recommend from them. They have always been great with shipping on time, and then you get DHL updates on your text every time, you know, it passes through customs or it gets delivered or something. Okay, time to talk about the power management here. Just real quick, if you buy the box models that come with the power supply, you're still going to need to buy something like this. So this is basically the American plug that we have, and this is the ending that goes into the power supply that they provide, because as you saw earlier in the video, they actually provide a different plug type, this thing right here, and this is what we need for it to work. Just a regular standard outlet that you plug it into. So I did end up buying 4 of these. I did not know it was going to be shipped with a Chinese specification outlet, so I just bought 4 of these 3-foot ones, but you know, you can get them for cheaper. You can buy them for more depending on the length that you need. And you know, they do put out a little bit of heat, so maybe if you want to put it near an exhaust or something like that, then you might need a little longer one. So this is one way to get it to be hooked up to power. However, I also recommend something else. So depending on how many box miners you're going to get, I'd recommend getting one of these. Now you don't have to get the one that's 1800 watts, right? This one is basically made for a lot of box miners, and this is what I bought because I'm planning on getting more box miners. More specifically, I kind of want to get at least 2 of each. I just kind of want to have the whole collection of Goldshell. I'm a Goldshell fanboy. So this one here, $179, and it actually has 8 cables. Let me just show you here. See all these cables right here are what actually hook up to the box miners. So you can buy one of these, and then it will plug in, and you can plug it into the regular outlet, and then it's going to each one of these cables is a daisy chain of 2 of these, and depending on which box miner you get, you might actually be able to connect 2 box miners to 1 cable. So theoretically, depending on which box miner you get, you can power up to 16 different box miners with this 1800 watt power supply. But most importantly, I want to show you what's the difference with the heat output. So this 1800 watt is not going to be pulling 1800 watts unless you're using it to the maximum capacity, right? So even though it says 1800 watts and the box miner's power supply that it comes with says 250 watts, that doesn't mean it's using all 250 or all 1800. So don't think you're going to use more power by using this power supply or the other power supply that Goldshell sells or it comes with. You might be able to buy it actually without the PSU, which I recommend, because the most important thing is the temperature. This machine right here is so efficient when it comes to heat output. It has a big fan on it, and it ends up cooling it down a lot. Now, unfortunately, take a look at this heat output of the power supplies that Goldshell sells. Already, the box miners put out heat, and their power supplies put out even more heat. So I highly recommend just getting one of these or a power supply for a computer, but you're still going to need one more thing. You see this right here? This is the one that plugs into the motherboard, and when you press the power button on the motherboard, it communicates here and it turns on this power supply. So you need a little switch dongle thing that makes it so that you can switch this power supply on and off by just turning this little switch on the back of it. See how there's this switch right here? If you put it onto the on position, which is the line, this isn't going to turn on without having this additional component. So this is that additional component. I actually bought a whole bunch of them because I run numerous computers and I test power supplies out sometimes too and so on. So basically I just bought a whole bunch of them because it was $9.99 for this pack, but I think you get them for about $3.99 for just one of them. So I make sure to add this to the cart if you're going to be getting an ATX power supply, and this basically shorts two of these plugs, and then you can use that on and off switch. So the LB-Box Miner says you got to use this Yada software, and it's on Goldshell.com. Forget about it. Just go to find.goldshell.com. It'll pop up. Click on the right little settings button. Okay, now that you're on the back end, this is about what it should look like. Click on the top right corner to unlock it and put in your default password 1234567889. Okay, after that, let's go change our password. So click on the left side there and then put in the old password 1234567889 and put in your new password. All right, let's save that. All right, change successful, excellent. Now we have to unlock it again, so let's put in our new password this time around and let's unlock it. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to change our pool settings, so we need to make sure to check that, and let's remove the old pool. That was what the miner came with, and now we're going to go add our own pool. Now I personally use DX pool, so here we just click that button, fills it out, and then put in your username, put in your password, and then just save it. Perfect. Now you have to wait until this part turns green. Oh, there it is. See it turn green right there? That means that it's actually active and it should start mining. Okay, lastly, let's log into DX Pool. Let's go into the right pool, LBC, and then let's check out if it's mining. There it is. It says one miner, and the hash rate is inaccurate because in the first like 10 minutes, it's really lagged. So you have to really give it an hour or so before you start seeing some real numbers. So now let's go see what it looks like after 2 weeks of mining. Okay, we are logged into DX Pool. First and foremost, we need to pull up LBC. As you can tell, I have 4 miners going. Here is my 1 hour average 719 gigahash a second. Here's my real time. Once again, this isn't super accurate, but it's good enough, right? And then here's the chart, what it looks like with my error rate all the way down here, which is great. Now we can actually go into, if you don't use the DX Pool, here's something that you can do. You can actually click on this, this is worker number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can click on the detail and see if this one had any hiccups or anything like that. If you had a big drop down or something, maybe that miner is acting up. And then finally, let's go into our profits section. And this kind of shows you, based on the day, on what the profits are. So as you can tell, it follows the line here of what the unit incomes are, and the unit incomes is how many per gigahash that you're supposed to get, and then how many you're getting with your actual profits. So I'm all in line with everything, and it does go up and down every day depending on the total network hash rate. So look at it this way: if you have 1,000 miners out there mining this algorithm, and then tomorrow there's a new batch of miners that came out and there's 2,000 all of a sudden, then you're going to get a lot less rewards for having one miner only, because you're competing with all these other miners and the rewards are the same. So take a look at this. This is just from earlier basically, but here's all the profits that come in from my 4 miners here, and you can kind of go back to the history here, and see everything that I put into the spreadsheet. So you started off with 40, 41, and so on. So everything is working properly. That is all we got going on for figuring out and getting this running and figuring out how much exactly do you get. And I keep it all in my wallet right now, which so far this is how many I have mined. So that's about all I got.
Well, that's it, everyone. That was the LB-Box Miner, profitability, and the setup. If you have any questions about my box miner, please comment below and I'll answer it directly. If you have any questions about the box miners, please comment below and I will answer directly. Also, if you are interested in mining cryptocurrency, I did just release a different video about the STC box miner. That one is not available from goldshell.com, so if you're interested, click this link right here and it'll talk about this miner and what it's doing for me. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.